Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So we're just going to get right into it, starting with the basic bodies. I'm going to mark the under bust and the upper bust. My under bust is 11 inches. This is the measurement from my shoulder to under the breast, and the upper bust is 6.5 inches, which is the measurement from the shoulder to where I want the top to begin. I'm going to mark these lines so that you can see them. Next, I'm going to measure my bust point, which is half nipple to nipple measurement. Mine is 4 inches, and I'm going to square down to the waistline. Next, I'm going to measure half shoulder measurement, fold the tape into 2 to find the center, and mark this point. After marking this point, I'm going to join that middle point to our bust point. Then on the under bust, on this line that we made for the bust point, we are going to measure 0.5 inches on either side and curve towards the bust point. Next, on this line from the bust point to the shoulder, I'm going to measure 0.75 inches towards the center front and 0.5 inches towards the side seam. So this dart is not going to be equal, and curve towards the bust point. Once this is done at the center front, I'll go down 1 inch to create that shape at the center of our corset and go in 0.75 inches. From this point, I will use a curved ruler to join to our curved lines at the top to create our new neckline. Next, we are going to join the bottom darts to the waistline to create that curve. To create our panels, I will measure 2 inches from the center front and draw the line down to the waistline. To create the other panels, we are going to measure our bust, waist, hip, first to create the side seam line. My bust is 33, so I'm going to add 1 inch on the bust. On the waist, because of the darts, I'm going to add 2 inches. My waist is 28, so that's 7. My quarter waist is 7 inches. I'm going to add 2 inches to this, and that is going to make it 9 inches. Then I'll join these points, the hips, waist, and bust, for me to create my side seam. So officially now we'll have 3 panels, but remember we want 4 panels, which means 8 panels at the front and 8 at the back. Remember, this is a quarter. When we are making patterns, this is a quarter scale of your body measurements. So I'm going to split the remaining panel. You can see the big panel. I'm just going to split it into 2. So I'll measure the bust from the bust point to the side seam and divide it by 2. In case you don't want to keep calculating, you can just do as I do here. Take the tape measure the full amount, then fold it into 2, mark, then transfer that measurement to the pattern. So here I'm squaring down on that line. Now we have 4 panels. So I'm going to add a dart like I did on the first panel. A 0.5 inch dart, which makes it 0.25 on either side, and then I'll connect to create the dart. Now we have our 4 panels, you can see. So we are going to cut this out and trace it on a blank paper for the back. That's the center front, panel A. So remember how you're marking so that you're not confused. Make sure you know from which side you started. So like mine, A is closest to the center front and D is at the side seam. To trace the back part, first we are going to add 2 inches. This is the zipper allowance, and draw a line. Once we've drawn the line, that's our new center back. So line the center back to the center front and trace out. Transfer the lines. I just remember to transfer the bust line, but you should transfer the bust, waist and hip, but you'll see me do it later on. At the center back, we're going to go down 1 inch because we don't want our corset to be straight at the back. We want it to curve out at the zip, to go a bit lower at the zip. It's more interesting that way. Since we have 4 panels, I'm going to do the same 4 panels for the back. So the first 2 panels are going to be 2 inches each. So just mark 2 inches and draw the line. For the back, you don't need all the curves and all of that, but we are going to add darts later. The second panel, again 2 inches from the last panel. Then the remaining part, we are just going to split it into 2, just like we did for the front. Then this is where I'm going to remember to transfer the waistline. We need it to be very identical, the front and the back. So we need the waistline to be exactly the same place it was at the front. So here I am transferring the waistline. We need this waistline to create the darts so that all the darts are exactly at the same place. So draw the waistline. Then for the back, as much as you want it to be really curvy, we're just going to add 0.5 inch darts. So that means 0.25 inches on either side of each of these lines at the waistline. I hope you can see what I'm doing. The back is really easy to make once you have the front. Also, I'll mark the same from the center back A to D and also mark the zip allowance. At the zip, I'm going to eliminate 0.5 inches to prevent zip bulge. So I'm going to measure 0.5 inches inwards and connect that place to be the new center back. So our center back is going to be curvy to prevent the zip bulge. No one likes a zip bulge because we want the corset to sit. Yeah, we want the corset to sit on the body like perfectly. So that same 0.5 we are going to eliminate it from the zip allowance. Then we'll cut this part out. Remember to mark the ones at the back with B and the front ones as A. They usually really look alike and they can be very confusing. Now I'm cutting each and every panel. And remember, when cutting each of these panels, add a 1-inch seam allowance all round when cutting on the fabric. Here I'm just showing you how the pattern is going to look like on a body form, like on a human body. So that's the A, the B, the C and the D. For the front, you can see I've written F for the ones at the front. You can see the shape we have at the top. It's nice and curvy like a proper corset, and at the bottom there's a bit of a flare. Next, I'm going to show you what it's going to look like at the back. Here's the back, and thank you so much for watching. Next video, I'll show you guys how I made my own corset, how I sew it. Bye loves!